Ain't gonna come true again. It's not gonna come true. It's not gonna come true.
Hello, welcome to True News JA. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has urged the House of Representatives to pass tougher legislation to crack down what he described as terrorist acts being committed by members of criminal gangs across the island. Speaking during Tuesday afternoon's sitting of the House, Mr. Holness disclosed that the horrific triple murder in Salt Spring, St. James stemmed from an ongoing gang feud. 7-year-old Justin Perry, 9-year-old Nakaliva Smith and 26-year-old Tevin Hale died after being shot in a taxi along the Flower Hill Main Road in Salt Spring on Monday.
Information coming to us so far from our police sources is that a gunman alighted from bushes and shot up a taxi, a public transportation vehicle. Apparently, there was someone who was the target. That person was killed. But two innocent young Jamaicans, one 9 years old, one 7, students, have nothing to do with any conflict, are not a part of any dispute, just innocent children going about their own business, looking forward to their lives, their future, and they were gruesomely cut down. I think the Parliament should stand in condemnation of this. It is important that each time that this happens, we declare and reinforce that our nation does not stand for this. It doesn't reflect us. It has arisen from a gang feud. The people who are responsible are gang members. And they have used high-powered weapons indiscriminately in a public space with what can only be assumed to be the intention to create fear and panic in the country. In my opinion, Madam Speaker, it is the equivalent of a terrorist act. And these criminals ought to be described and treated in that form. I want to give the assurance to the nation that the government will do everything within its powers to bring the perpetrator to justice. But in a sense, that might be hollow, because it will not bring back the life of the two young Jamaicans who we have lost. My heart goes out to the parents who at this time, and their family members and loved ones, and the children at the school. We cannot explain to them why this has happened, but we must be steel in our resolve to ensure that it doesn't happen again. We have it within our purview in this House to create the deterrence, to use the laws to create the deterrence.
This kind of criminal activity and brutal activity cannot be in any way countenanced by any element of the government or security forces, and we'll be mobilizing all resources and all possible legislative activity to hunt them down, find them, apprehend them. They will be removed from the society as is required as fast as possible. Every effort will be made. It's the kind of activity I say that we cannot in any way even have a second thought about what we do. When you kill a child of 8 or 9, and it was quite clear that they could have seen that the children in the back of the taxi. My understanding that the criminal they killed, because another criminal was shot through the head. Of course, they were using assault rifles, and the kids were, of course, exposed and died in the process. That kind of brutish activity have to be dealt with decisively and severely. And not only going to hunt down those two, but all the associates that have been showing signs of getting more active in Montego in recent weeks, and we're going to find them, apprehend them, and take them out of the community.
A state of emergency, SOE, has been declared for the parish of St. James following a flare-up of gang violence in the parish, which resulted in the killing of 2 primary school children 2 days ago. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement a short while ago during a post-cabinet media briefing now underway at Jamaica House.
After careful consideration and review of the current crime situation in St. James, His Excellency the Governor General has declared a state of public emergency in the entire parish of St. James. I advise the Governor General to make the declaration on the recommendation of the Chief of Defence Staff and the Commissioner of Police. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the assessment of the security forces that the situation in St. James merits this response and the use of emergency powers.